Welcome to the Intentionally Random broadcast, where the topics are intentionally random and randomly intentional. Today's theme is moving forward. New year, new me is a cliche of the past that sometimes has us in a chokehold as the newness of the year blossoms. However, today we will be discussing the importance of taking courage to experience the land of the free and the home of the brave. We will discuss the sacrifices necessary to keep it pushing, challenging ourselves in the areas of authenticity, being forthcoming, and standing up for what's right for ourselves as it relates to those, especially our closest proximity. Join us
Anthony's Too Real.
and yours truly, Tina Mo for show, as we attempt to tackle fear in its finest apparel, called rejection and disappointment, and to take our rightful places in the halls of strength, health, and prosperity. So once more, if you will, lend us your ears, minds, and a little bit of your undivided attention as we pull up our proverbial suspenders and see what the end will be. Let's step into the real. Greetings and salutations, everybody. So glad to see you all. Pulling up here in the Chapmans. Y'all know how we do. I would ask if you can hear me, put a one in there, but truth be told, y'all can hear us. Hello. How you doing, Antonise?
Hello, how you doing? Hey, Tina Mo for show. I'm breathing, blinking, and blessed.
I know that's right. Breathing, blinking, and blessed. You can't get no better than that.
And we got some ones in the chat.
We got some ones in the chat. Look at the babies already putting the ones in the chat. That's all right there. That is all right. I want to go ahead and acknowledge the folks that have pulled up in the chatments. I'm seeing a couple of people say it first. They might be on different devices. Some of you all might be horizontal. Some of you all may be vertical. Some of you may be on Antonisa's page, and some of you may be on mine. So if you see yourself first, pat yourself on the back because you just might be first. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that I'm glad that all of you all decided to come out and hang with us today, the second week of Intentionally Random broadcast in this year 2026. DJ Jordan, I see you. I appreciate you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Faith said first. She letting it know and letting it be known. She's over there in the vertical, letting you know where she's at, and she's first. I appreciate you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Rodney, of course, as always, I appreciate your presence. And I always try to make sure that I highlight the young men that come in here to hang out with us ladies. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Lady O, affectionately as I would call her, Brit Family Fun is in the building. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans.
Hey.
We also see Simply Sunshine Moments is in the building. Sunshine, like I like to call her. Appreciate you for coming in, hanging out with us. Welcome to the Chapmans. Greetings and salutations. Andrew, so glad to see you. As always, I salute you, King, coming into the place, hanging out with us ladies once again. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. And we were talking about you earlier, Keisha. So glad that you decided to come hang out with us. So glad we see you ever so often. At least I see you. I know Antonise knows you a lot better than I do, but nevertheless, we appreciate your presence and so glad that you were willing to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Um, Rudy, so glad to see you as well. Appreciate you, sir. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapman. So glad that you made it to the space tonight. He gonna make sure we know what time it is because he's like, "Hey, y'all late. I'm gonna need y'all to get it going." You know,
I'm
he put the
like, oh,
he he put the
hey.
clock it in there for us. You know, let us know what time it is.
Thank you.
Susan, I appreciate you hanging out as always. You're so supportive. I'm appreciative of your presence anytime I see you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatness. KC the one, I see you, sir. Appreciate you so much for coming in and hanging out with us. As all the other men, I'm so glad for your presence. Appreciate you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatness, and of course, send my salutations to the to Lady Sackcloth Queen. I don't know if she'll be here tonight, but I most certainly want to shout her out as well. Precious, so glad that you hanging with us tonight. I'm gonna get these words together. Yeah, y'all gonna bear with me a little bit. I can stumble, fumble, trip up, and do the splits with these words sometimes. But we gonna make it through tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chat, Miss Precious. Glad that you're here. Um, who else do we see in here? And I might be making it to the bottom of the Chapmans, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken. Because that's who, oh, nope, can't get to the bottom without seeing the homie. Micah, so glad that you're here. As always, greetings and salutations. Want to just acknowledge your presence for hanging out with us. Um, Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chatmans. Hey, Liz. I'm not sure if I seen you in these Chapmans before. I know I've seen you in the YouTube streets. If I'm not mistaken, I might have seen you over there with BOK. But nonetheless, we're glad that you're here. Thank you for showing
all
up
right.
and hanging out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Crystal, I see you. Appreciate you much for coming in and stopping by, hanging out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. And so, am I almost there? Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I got a new face in the place. Bread cred underscore granted.
What's up?
Okay,
What is
bread
now?
cred. You said what?
No, I read his comment. He funny.
What's up? What's this about? Well, hey, if you hang out long enough with us, you most certainly will find out. This is the intentionally random broadcast, and with that being said, is random intentionally. Hello. But we're glad that you're hanging out with us. Appreciate you. So glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. He said, I got the bread credit. Okay, then. That's what's up. Those of you all who want to get in debt, he the one to see. Um, but I'm glad that all of you all have decided to step into the place, show your face. Hello. For those who are showing their faces, because we see a couple of faces that don't look like anybody faces that I would know. But at the same time, I'm so glad that you all stopped by tonight. I won't belabor the time. We won't be here before you long. And I know that y'all used to hear that from the preachers. We ain't lying though. We telling the truth in this piece. Hello. Um, and so tonight we just wanted to discuss a couple of things that had we had been talking about earlier in this week about as it pertains to moving forward in regards to courage. So just in case you wanted to know, well, let me go back to it. What's your name? I'm gonna get your bread cred. Just in case you wanted to know, we are talking about courage tonight. To be able to experience the land of the free and the home of the brave. We're not talking about America, as I like to say sometimes in the Chapmans. Not just talking about the freedom that you experience in America, but I'm talking about the freedom of being able to stand on what you stand for,
Mm.
being able to stand up to what needs to be stand up to, even if that means standing up to the coward in you. So
Mm,
it's about taking courage tonight.
mm.
Um, you sound like you got a thought or two over there, Antonisa. Did it hit you? Did it hit you tonight? That's all I want to know.
I no, that was good. Even if you got to stand up, you said to the
Yeah, stand up to that old coward in you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks don't like to admit that they have fears.
mm-hmm,
A lot of people do not like to admit that they struggle with some things with certain people. You
mm-hmm.
know. Okay, I see you. I'm gonna tune in, my friends. Let's learn about courage and freedom. Absolutely. So glad that you're hanging with us. Um, stand bold and proud. I know that's right, sir. But if it's one thing that I could say as it pertains to courage, a lot of times it's about looking in the mirror and asking yourself the hard questions. Am I literally living in authenticity? Am I living with integrity? And being willing to take a deep dive into who we are as individuals. I know that it's so easy to be like, oh, I live with integrity. I live a life that I don't have to be ashamed of. I live a life that I don't have to be worried about somebody saying something about. But one thing that I can say is sometimes you have to reevaluate yourself as it pertains to how far have I come? How have I grown? What areas do I need to continue to grow in? And with that being the case, when you do see something, that area in your life that you need to mature, when you see the thing that you need to speak to or to face, do you have the courage to say, it's me? I'm jacking this one up. It's me. I need to fix this. My tie is crooked and there's crust in my eye. Am I just gonna walk out of here after seeing this mirror and continue with the crust in my eye and the tie being crooked?
Mm,
Or am I gonna blame other people? Well, I wouldn't have had no crust in my eye if you hadn't told me to come out so early, if I had a little time. Or they say something crazy like, when it came to my tie, I didn't know how to tie a tie. Somebody else tied this tie for me. At some point, you take a moment and you begin to look at yourself and say, what can I do? What can I put my hand to? What can I put my mind to make my situation not just look better, but be better?
mm.
Um, Pause for the cause, Yvette. I see you. I just want to acknowledge your presence. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. Um, Andrew said that's the first part. Second part is accepting the truth and growing from it. Yes, indeed. Um, Yvette, speaking to you. Say hey to real.
Hello to everyone in the chat mix that have told me hello. Hey y'all, I'm not ignoring y'all. But y'all know I don't want to be rude to my co-host and cut her out. But hey y'all, hey everybody. I'm so happy that y'all decided to come and chill with us. Thank y'all so much.
Oh yeah, you know you got to tell me because I've been started talking, and before you know it, we've been in it. You ain't said hey to nobody, ain't waved to nobody, ain't acknowledged nobody, said nothing in the chat, miss. Because I just done went on and on and on. Yeah,
Okay.
pull my coattail, honey. But it's one of those things that I think about as it pertains to courage, because I decided this year,
Mm-hmm.
really before this year, because I'm like I don't get down with the New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put a we on it, but I'm gonna put a we on it. I ain't putting a we on it, but I'm putting a we on it. If you is part
Pause.
of this we, then you the we I'm talking about. But if you ain't part of this we yourself out of it. That's all I'm saying. This your preemptive
I
pause or
gotta
whatever you want
wait
to
and
do.
see. I
You
gotta
know,
let you finish what you're going to see, because sometimes we'll agree to something. Then when it finish talking, you like, but wait, I didn't know it was going up. Okay,
yeah.
so no.
So
Yeah. All
so
right.
hold on to your wigglets and hold on to your piglets. We be fat. So
Mm-hmm.
we be making New Year's resolutions about how we gonna go to the gym and we gonna lose weight.
Oh,
But
yep.
by the time February, March hit, we do good in January. But when that February, the Valentine's hit, the
Mm,
March and April roll around, this Easter, the Easter eggs be hitting. What was it, April, May, Mother's Day be hitting, and then next thing you know, you'd have ate all of the resolution before June. And we're not even counting 4th of July when the barbecue hit. And so what
Mm.
I'm saying is the week. Now, if this ain't your week, don't stick yourself in the week because I said we fat. I can own up to my fat. What I'm saying though is, but hey, stay out of this, Anthony. If you over there slim and
I
trim,
ain't been
and
there
you know what I'm saying?
now, but I was there many. Yeah, yeah,
Right, right. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Hey, look. The pressure said I weave myself in. That's how. Hey, I appreciate it though. Miss Tanja, I see you. I appreciate your presence. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapman's. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. But as I was saying, it's the thing of being willing to look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, something is going in a direction I no longer wanted to continue in." Um, uh, s- oh Lord, I'm tickled. Simply such as I'm baking cookies. Hey, we doing the best as we can with the best that we got.
One moment at
Uh,
a time.
I know, right, Vanessa? I appreciate your presence. Appreciate you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. She said, "Good night, Miss Tina and Chat. How are you doing today? Happy Saturday to you and everyone. Happy Saturday to you as well." Um, but like I was saying, it's one of those things that you have to take into consideration. Looking introspectively, nobody else has to tell you you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has to tell you you're off. No one
Mm.
has to tell you you got a little more jelly than you supposed to have. Your love handles is handling right now. You feel it when you put your pants on. The same way is sometimes we need to cut the fat out of our minds, out of our emotions, out of our conversation. Sometimes it's about looking in the mirror and say, "Hey, I am not living in a way that's representing me in my best self to other people nor to myself. I'm shooting myself." Oh, pause. Wait.
Hmm?
Pew pewing myself in the foot because you gotta remember, with YouTube it'll shut the whole thing down. But as it pertains to, tripping yourself up, that'd probably be a better term. Tripping yourself up in that you're trying to do what you know to do,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some things that we can work on. There's some things that need to get better. And when those
Mm-hmm.
things come up, are you willing to look and say, you know what? That's not right. Let me fix it. Um, have you ever had moments in your life, Antonice, where you felt like being courageous was too much for you?
Tina, be for real right now. She talking about moments. Let's try years, decades, like
Ooh.
so many. And now I can say it's so many because now that I am like in a more courageous like space in my life, I
Hmm.
can look back and be like, dang, like you really like you ran or you gave in when you should have stood tall.
Hmm.
But thank
Yeah.
God for the now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I understand that. That's why I said something earlier, even in the description of this channel, what we're going to be talking about tonight, as I talked about how um, the thing that stands as our way as it pertains to courage is fear.
Mm-hmm.
Either we're afraid of rejection or we're afraid of disappointment. And that disappointment could be I'm afraid of disappointing someone else by the actions I've taken or the things I've said, or, the actions I'm not taking, the things I have not said,
Mm,
you
mm,
know, um, or it's the thing of, um, oh, you're welcome, Vanessa. It's the thing of understanding that there are times where that fear is dressed up as disappointment and rejection. And a lot of times we see it, but we'll ignore it. We'll feel it, but we'll ignore it rather than facing it head on. One of the reasons why I said something about being able to experience the land of the free and the home of the brave. SFA, I see you, appreciate you. Thank you for coming hanging out with us. Greetings and salutations. Thank you, sir. And so when it came to when it comes down to rather the thing of um where do I prefer to be versus where I am, one
Mm,
of the biggest obstacles is um am I willing to um say the quiet part out loud? Am I willing to face the fact that I'm flawed in a way?
mm,
And I'm making excuses to stay in the same place when I want forward movement, when I want to be able to get past this portion of my life and not just get past it as in throw it in the back pocket of my soul somewhere where I ain't got to think about it no more, but actually dealing with it so I can become better.
mm.
Um, Coach Mean, I see you. I appreciate you anytime that you drop in. Thank you for your support and greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. Um, but that's something that I consider as it pertains to being courageous. It's about being willing to face the pain, being willing to face the consequences for waiting when you didn't say the quiet part out loud, when you weren't willing to say, hey, I don't like this space that I'm in.
Mm,
And so I'm not willing to continue in this place. Whether that place was mentally, whether that place was, because I'm gonna tell you something about mental challenges or mental anguish or grief, things that deal with our emotions or things that deal with us in a way that is not necessarily seen to the naked eye. But
mhm,
we can have internal issues sometimes that we need to deal with. And but because we have a culture that is growing to appreciate therapy, growing to appreciate
mhm,
certain relationships that allow you the space to talk about certain things, you know,
mhm.
um, then oh, oh, well, we have a troll here.
Oh, we done elevated to get
We the
trolls.
elevated. Hey, troll. Hello. So glad. Hold on. I apologize. I don't mean to call you a troll because I did call you a troll. I didn't mean to call you a troll. You asked me a legitimate question. You asked me, was I mentally challenged?
Thank you.
Mentally
Right.
challenged, not necessarily. However, that depends. Are you a therapist that can clinically diagnose if someone is mentally challenged? Because if you
Mm.
listen to me long enough, you should be able to tell that I have at least a few marbles. With that being said, I appreciate your presence. Thank you for the question. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here chatments, Mr. Gorgon Black.
He's funny.
What's funny is I think I know who that is. Andrew said, only one I'm afraid of disappointing is myself and God. No
Hello.
one's opinion truly matters, so I can only disappoint myself. So I create goals for me to achieve so I may grow within. Um, Wait a minute. Are you wrenched up? Let me tell you something, Andrew. I gave you a wrench so you could do what you do. At any given time, you see something disrespectful that you don't want in this space, take care of your business. Because I most certainly don't want you all with wrenches not to do what you have the ability to do. By all means, do what you feel. Just don't time. Oh well, you don't have the power to time out the other mods. But yes, most certainly. Time out. I don't want them blocked, but I don't mind them being timed out. Because they may need to hear this. Um, and they may need to return with a different attitude. Um, Mi hermosa amiga Tina. Hey, Liliana. How are you? So glad to see you. Welcome to the chat, Miss. Greetings and salutations. So glad to see you. Kiss from Jay is also in the building. Hey, I'm back, y'all. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chat, Miss. I I'm so appreciative of this space because you never know when someone is going to say something that'll make you think. Andrew said um, that the only person or the only people that he's worried about disappointing is himself and God. In that, I know I can agree with that to an extent. And I only say to an extent is because um, he said Liz. Liz is here. I don't know. I didn't see Liz. I don't know. Oh, he might be talking
Liz.
about Lily.
Oh,
Um, no, he might be talking about Lily. Hankin TV, I see you. Appreciate your presence. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. So glad you decided to hang out with us. Um, but what I was saying is, oh, you're so welcome, Bread Crib. Anytime you want to hang out with us, I'm just glad that you're here. Um, Kiss from Jay. I don't know if I spoke to you. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. You have to pardon me. You know, the young man earlier said something about me being mentally challenged, and now I'm having a brain fog. But I'm appreciative of your presence. Thank you for showing up, hanging out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. But what I want to address is what Andrew said. Andrew was talking about the thing about only disappointing himself in God. As it pertains to other people, if I am worried about disappointing God, more than likely I'm also dealing with the fear of disappointing myself in that regard. When I'm disappointed with myself, I can also feel that I'm not being who I need to be as it pertains to other people as well. And so if I'm not in line with who I believe God called me to be, who he created me to be, and I'm not living to the standard of who I desire to be in him. If I see a disconnect, if I see or detect that there's some kind of dissonance, 9 times out of 10, I'm also going to be worried about what impression am I making as it pertains to someone else. Because if I'm disappointed with how I am, who I am, how do I come across to other people? If I can see I'm jacked up, if I can see I'm messed up, and I know God is aware of me being messed up, what makes me think that the only people that's going to know is me and the Lord? With that in mind, I take into consideration that I have to be accountable for how I respond to and be with others as well. And so while it may not be the thing for you, and I understand that whole concept or about the concept concerning only being concerned with how God sees you and how you see yourself. But because I am in the public, because I deal with other individuals,
hmm
sometimes uh, on a more private or inner circular scale, it also branches out to other people in other arenas, whether that be content creation, whether that be I'm walking around in a grocery store, whether that be I'm at work, dealing with different clients or what have you, customers. At the end of the day, if I'm misrepresenting who I know God made me to be, and I have not grown to the place where, in the process of my becoming, I'm not allowing the space to become who a better version of myself. Then I also may have to take into consideration I could be a grand disappointment as it relates to other people as well. And so, with that, your relationships, though I do understand you can't be perfect when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to other people. And that's not something I'm speaking to as it pertains to perfection. However, it matters if my behavior affects my friend, if my behavior affects my family in a negative way. I'm not talking about, we had an issue, deuces, I holler at you. We should have never been hanging together in the first place. Or I need to get away from you anyway. I'm not talking about those types of things. But what I am talking about is those things I'm trying to nurture, those things I'm trying to cleave to, which are good things. I don't want to be the catalyst of the demise of something that could be a benefit to my life in the long term, or has been a benefit to me, and I cut it off because I have not grown to be who I need to be. So, in that regard, I try my best to take the time to say, was that okay? Was what I said okay? If was I said was not okay, or my actions weren't okay, how much of that is connected to my character? Is this a character flaw, or is this just a mistake? If it's a character flaw, then I may need to take into consideration that there's something else, there's a core belief system, there is something that these actions are attached to that need to be checked, that I may even need deliverance from. I know y'all don't like the church terms, but I'm just saying there could be something going on with me that needs to be tackled in a way that me just feeling a way about myself is not going to fix. And so I need the information of people around me to let me know, hey, I'm off when I can't see when I'm off. Or I
Mm-hmm.
need the information of people around me that can let me know, hey, that's not right. That's not okay. And them be able to speak to who they see me becoming, and then be able to see who I am and know that I'm in the journey to become better. But I still need the information.
Mm.
And on top of that, even in getting the information, it can still be disappointing. That's not how I meant for it to come across. That's not how I wanted it to come out to be. That's not the intention.
Mm.
So I still live with the fact that I can be disappointed with how things went with someone if they soured, and take responsibility for it.
It's hard.
Hmm. It can be, most certainly. Andrew
Um,
said, I have compassion and really want all to enjoy God's grace and peace. So sometimes I disappoint
mm.
myself because I go beyond what I'm supposed to do to help them believe, but it doesn't work. Hmm. Um, I get that too. Um, in wanting people to, um, he said, but I'm disappointed in myself because went beyond instead of listening to what I'm supposed to do. And I get that too. Um, I most certainly understand that. When it comes to trying to be all you could be, in the eyes or in the minds of other people,
Mm-hmm.
um, one of those things that I consider is just the fact that um I can't want it more than another person wants it. I can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
Mm.
Um, Now with that is the thing of um I may not necessarily be trying to people please, but sometimes I can want them to be in a better place than they want to be.
That's the hard place.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I found myself wanting to be of assistance to someone who didn't care about the assistance. They just liked the companionship.
Oh,
They just liked the fellowship. They just liked whatever it was that I was doing that was servicing them in some capacity. But they didn't want to get better. They just was cool with how things were.
oh, this
And in
straight.
that case, it's one of those, hey,
What are we doing?
I ain't the Lord now. I can't fight your battles and you ain't willing to swing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Literally.
hold up here. Is we doing this or am I doing this for you? And in that case, there must be some boundaries set. Even if that boundary is, I got to give you the deuces and let you do you and allow me to be in the place where I can do me, you know. But what are your thoughts, Anthony?
I'm sitting here like I don't know. Like I agree with what you're saying, but I also agree. Well, I don't want to say agree, but I understand like what Andrew's saying. Um, it is hard. And the thing for me, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm in my Garudio. The thing for me is, I'm gonna say that make it easier is as hard as it is when other people wanted something for me and I wasn't there yet to get what they wanted. I be thinking like, dang, they probably felt the same way about me. Like somebody else, not saying the person who I may feel that way about. So it just helped me show grace and to just try to be more patient and like he said, like meet people where they are. I don't try to make nobody like be something else, but at the same time, yeah, you can't want like I can't want it more than like what you wanted. Like you said, like I can't help you fight and you won't even swing. Like at this point, I'm just be honest, like then I'm feel like, is you using me? Like if you know that I'll fight for you, or you get what I'm saying? Not saying
Mm-hmm.
physically, y'all, but I'm just saying like if I'm ready to like if you like you gotta honestly think, okay, if I want something more than what you wanted and the whole thing is this is for you, like seriously, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like what are we doing?
Right. And that's something that I think about as it pertains to um is this a partnership or are you just along for the ride?
Mm,
And that can be in so many different facets because I
right.
don't ever want it to be that a person think that, oh, I'm trying to pull somebody else up by their bootstraps or something, I'm coming in
Right.
to save the day. One thing that I could tell you, oh, and before I go there, let me address Miss Virgo. I know I typed it in the chat, but Mrs. Virgo, I appreciate your presence here. I don't want you to ever be ignored. I'm so thankful that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. If it's one thing that I can say as it pertains to the thing of um, wanting to be there so much for a person that you go too far, and let me pause for the calls. Just Danielle 365 is in the building. Y'all know who it is. Thank you for showing up tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapman's. Glad you decided to hang out with us tonight. And we won't be but a few more minutes, and then we gonna dip out of here. Um, but when I tell you that there are so many times in so many different ways that you can find yourself overextending yourself, and it's not always about the other person. It's easy to feel like someone is taking advantage of you, but you the one that's doing all the doings. You know that person ain't got no car. Now all of a sudden you taking them to the grocery store, you taking them to work, you bring them back home, you take them to all their doctor's visits, you taking them here, there, and everywhere. You have become their personal Uber. And then you say something like, "Well, they got enough money to go buy them a car. I don't know why they don't buy
I
them a
got a
car.
question.
They just using me." No, no. Are they just using you? Is
Sometimes
that the
people be
situation
over
they have?
whooping.
They be over who with?
They be over whooping. Like they
Okay.
like when you said like okay, you can like say you give somebody a ride or something, and then you say next thing you doing this, you doing this, you doing that. I can honestly say if I'm the person in that situation, like just happening to do this, I find myself sometimes like just like when I was in my people pleasing era,
Hmm.
like just trying to like do stuff, and sometimes somebody might not even ask. I might just offer because it's like they saying something like, "Oh dang, I need a ride like to the store. Dang, I don't got no ride to this place." Then oh dang, you don't. Well, I'm free. I could do it. So it's kind of like sometimes if we put ourselves in certain situations, like, but thank
Hmm.
God I'm over people pleasing, Lord.
Hmm. Oh yeah. I mean, and that's what it is a lot of times. Stash cash is in the building. Greetings and salutations to you, sir. So glad, appreciate your presence in this space. We're getting more and more men in here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna
Oh,
have to, have to reconsider a few things in life. So glad that you all decided to step in this place. Uh, and greetings and salutations. Welcome to these Chatmans. Um, yeah. Uh, Danielle said that is such a good point. We do the things, then be mad at them.
girl,
Yes.
what? I be
Yes.
like, now you know what? They ain't even asked me. That is not right.
Wait, I must pause for the calls. Xander, thank you. I paused because it has been quite a while since I've seen you. Thank you for your presence. I appreciate you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. Please send my salutations to Lady Grateful. Um, I have not seen you all in quite a while, but please believe the love is still there. Thank you for your presence. I appreciate you so much. Greetings again and salutations. Welcome to these Chapmans. I am at uh almost a loss for words. What? Hold on. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I ain't even finna address that. I don't even know where that came from. But anyway, but yes, at the end of the day, when people are willing to do whatever for other people, they don't always consider the fact that sometimes um it has something to do with us. It's something that we are experiencing, some kind of trauma that is attached to. It's some kind of something that is causing us to be in a space that where we're over producing, we're overreaching, we're over explaining, we're over, we're doing so much to make sure that the other person is okay or the other person is has what they need,
Mm-hmm.
that we end up almost exhibiting hero complexes, and things of that nature. And so I think about that as it pertains to what void are you trying to fill by doing all you could do and being all you could be to that other individual?
That's so
W-
true.
What is it that you see in them that you want poured back into you, which makes you so available to them?
Mm.
Because it may not be their issue and their thing. It could be your core belief system is, if it was me, I would want someone to do this, that, and the other for me. Therefore, when the other person comes along, it's not that you see their plight, you see your plight in them. And you're trying to solve their problems as you wish someone had solved yours when you had them.
That's deep.
Precious said, I do, Crystal. But I'm learning things as brought into my life for lessons, and I'm using situations to build me as a person. It sucks, but that's how I know I'm starting to grow. Let me tell you
Mm.
something. That woman done preached right then.
You hear me?
Oh, my lamb chops. When I tell you that when it comes down to it, that it's the parts that I would say suck the most. It's the parts that
Right.
I don't care to experience, that teaches me the lesson of, okay, I didn't like that. I didn't like the outcome. I didn't like how it turned out. I didn't like how the way everything shifted, and folks started shooting out the side of their neck. I didn't like the inconsistency. There's something about it that I don't like. Let me take a moment to see me in this situation and course correct by any means necessary. If that means I need to pray,
Mm.
if that means I need to talk to somebody, get some advice from a trusted source, if it means I need to study, if it means I need to go talk to a therapist or something, if that means I need to get someone I do not know that knows anything about me to be able to speak into my situation.
Mm.
Therefore, I know this individual doesn't have any preset biases because they don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it takes you going the extra mile that shows, you know what, I am growing. Because there was a time where the thing would have happened and I'd have been
Mm.
like, well, stuff happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Lord, for straightening things, Jesus.
Right. You know, they said we do too much, spend too much, and stay too long. Sometimes it's only us avoiding what we need to do for ourselves.
Why we can't do it?
Oh,
Huh? Why we know what we be doing, when we be doing it, every time we do it, but why we just can't not do it that next time when we, because it's like it's a reoccurring thing just at different times, and it's like, okay, I knew last time and I didn't do it, and now again I'm back at this same like crossroad and I'm still taking the same route. Why? Like why?
mhm. Miss Virgo said, but here I can say this before I leave this chat. Once you learn how to be humble, you will understand certain circumstances and not even let it hurt you or offend you because blessings will show up.
Why you gotta leave after you drop a bar like that though? Like, thank you. Like, wow. I don't want to cry right now.
Mm. KC one said you get the person an inch and they will take a mile, but we can't be mad at them because they took that mile.
Especially if you open up the gate to the track now.
Andrew said, Danielle, that's because it's not the right time to work on ourselves. I learned that. Mm. Mm. Now, truth be told, when it comes to that timing factor,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have the time, but we won't take the time. Myself included. Don't think just because I'm saying these things that this stuff don't apply to me. Hold on. I don't want nobody in here thinking, oh, Tina just got it together. She say so well. She just have all the answers. Lies and hot
I
garbage.
got
There
it.
are times where I know to do right
Mm.
and I choose to do otherwise, sometimes because of fear, sometimes because of insecurity, sometimes because of disappointment I'm afraid of, sometimes I'm afraid of rejection, sometimes I'm just stupid. I know better and I choose otherwise because I think it's going to feel better than doing the thing that's going to cause me pain or cause the the potential of pain.
Ooh. I'm glad you just went back and said potential because I was about to say the thing about it is sometimes when I do that, I hate that I let myself do that because the potential is what oftentimes that fear factor is what will stop me. And then oftentimes, have you noticed if whatever happened, it don't even like end up how you thought, and then you like, why did I even think it would have went like that? Hmm.
Yeah, Danielle speaking to all of y'all. Now y'all know if you see the person face they waved at you. If they don't remember, I'm waving at you for them. How about that? Um, Xander said, as I grow closer to God, I get a better understanding of what He expects out of me as His child and His creation. Yeah, that's the thing though about growth. Even with growth, you find out what He expects of you because you messed up. Sometimes you find out, oh, that wasn't the thing for me to do because you messed up and you saw the consequences. If it's one thing I can appreciate about Danielle said this on one of them week. She says this often
Hmm.
throughout the week when she's praying. Um, she said she would ask God to help us as it pertains to the consequences for our actions. We always know that we can know for ourselves that there are going to be some consequences, you know. I did such and such, what was it? Newton's law of motion: for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
We know that because of this, because I done cussed out so and so, you know, Joan is gonna want to fight me. And yes, we say Joan in the South, so pardon me. Um, when I tell you, if I go off on, I'm gonna say Vicky because I don't see none in the Chapmans. But if that's your name, I ain't talking about you because I don't know none. Let's say I cussed out Vicky. Vicky, I didn't cuss her out in front of everybody. Vicky might want to throw them hands. Vicky might want to pop the trunk on me. Hello. Because of that, I can't be upset if I'm in the hospital with a piece of ice over my eyeball getting stitched up because I knew when I did the thing that I did, regardless of what happened before then, that the consequences could be such and such and so and so. What we don't want to do, though, is continue to create situations in our lives that cause us to have to experience certain consequences. On the other hand, which is something that I was taught years ago by my best friend, is that you can choose your choices, but you can't choose your consequences.
Fact.
Yes, I quote that to this day. Because when you're doing what you're doing, it feels right at the time. Feels good. Feels like, oh, I got one on them today. Whatever. At the end of the day, though, there are consequences attached to what you do, good or bad. Because everybody thinks that some of the decisions that you make, if you got good consequences, I mean, if you have good actions, you always have good consequences. And it's like, it depends. It could be good in theory, it could be good in principle. But what if the consequences mean me and so and so can't be friends no more? What I said to this person now means that we have to part and never see each other again. What if that means that's the dissolve of our business relationship? What happens if me being honest with my spouse means that we get a divorce because I'd cheated on him? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, because yeah, we honor the honesty.
Yeah.
Thanks. But the consequences are you getting a divorce, you finna lose your business. You know what I'm saying? You finna get punched out and pew pewed in the side of your whatever. Because you out here living all kind of ways. And sometimes the things that we think are the best options with the best intentions in mind still have consequences that don't feel good to us. So we have to be willing to ask for the guidance of help me to navigate this space of my consequences. While you still got the ability to breathe, while you still have the ability to think, be willing to pray and ask for help to deal with this grieving season because of the consequences that had just hit your life.
Thank you, Lord.
Because it takes courage to be like, okay, um, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Um, uh, now I got to be honest about you know, where I was lacking. Me being honest about how I was lacking may cause me some loss in some kind of way. Loss of fellowship, loss in resources, loss in something. But at the end of the day, we still have to get through that season that allows us on the other side of the consequence to be free. Leah said people will let you down, excuse me, anytime, but God never will.
Never.
Lafita, so glad to see you. Appreciate you. I don't know when you came in here, but I'm so glad to see you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. We better wrap this thing up too. Poetic Tears, so glad that you came to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. And for those of you all who have come in, the week getting ready to go. And so if you would be kind of rewind, Antonice, I know you got the deal. It is currently your time, 8 o'clock, and I know you have some previous engagements. So if you need to dismiss yourself, by all means, uh, let the people know how you feel before you dip.
I love y'all so, 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 so much. Thank y'all so much. As hard as it may be to like have that courage, I'm talking to myself and to y'all, like you just gotta have it. Cause if you don't, like, then what? You still gonna be in the same place, feeling the same way when you could have just did what you know you gotta do. It may not even end up how you think it may. But you won't know unless you go and do it. Don't stay nowhere too long. And okay, Tina, I'm out.
See you. Peace be with you. Um, Mrs. Virgo said, growth comes with us. Oh, growth comes within as you learn from the lessons that are given and the steps you take. But if you haven't failed, how can you learn? But sometimes taking more than four times before you learn. It takes more than four times before you can learn that lesson. Whew. Now I understand that. These last few months, Precious said, these last few months taught me not to react to everything and not to expect things. It taught me self respect and self worth. Sometimes we need to stand on business for ourselves, for our peace. And let me tell you something about that standing on business. Let me tell you, it is not always easy. Sometimes we think about other people's feelings and how they feel, but in reality, they don't feel anything but you helping them. Yeah, they don't be feeling away sometimes. To know better and not to do better has been a stumbling block for many. We are trying to. I wasn't expecting you to get in my business today. To know better and not to do better has been a stumbling block for many. We are trying to manage the impact of pain when if we accept the process, it would hurt less than the delay. I'm not going to start crying. Latoya Langley, I see you. Appreciate your presence. Thank you for hanging out with me, us. Thanks for coming to the channel. Appreciate your presence. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Um, wow. Andrew says exactly, Precious. Not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes you just need to step back and get an understanding before reacting. Yeah, y'all. Oh, here we go. And I just said this. I don't know if you were in here. I just said this a few minutes ago. We can choose the sin, but we cannot choose the consequences. We get forgiveness for the sin, those consequences will stand. Help us to manage the consequences either way, Lord. Yeah, absolutely, Miss Danielle. I tried telling my brother this, but in a different way. LOL. He rejected it, but I definitely telling him this is what I meant. LOL. Thanks. Yes. Ooh, shut up, Tina. Okay, shut my mouth wide open because it's still going. Appreciate you for showing up though. If you haven't heard the whole show, be kind and rewind. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapman's Estorial Guy. Shut up, Tina. Wow, it's wonderful. You hear you talking to tell you to shut your mouth. I must be hidden. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. What do y'all do when the people tell you to shut up when you're talking? Y'all just keep it moving. Anyway, Kendi K all day. I appreciate your presence. Thank you for coming out tonight and greetings and salutations. Welcome to these Chapmans. I know I probably sound like I'm repeating myself in some more. I'm just trying to get down to the end of these Chapmans. Um, Make sure I ain't skip nobody because some of y'all changing your profile pictures and I have to figure out who you are. Um, Happy New Year. Everybody, Happy New Year. If I didn't see you already this year and you just come in and I'm just now seeing you, Happy New Year as well. I know we was here last week, but some of you all may not have come in. So I appreciate all of you all. Monique, I see you. Appreciate your presence. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Vanessa said she just keep talking because it's freedom of speech. I know that's right, honey. But back to what I was saying. I am most certainly in a space in life where um I am dealing with some consequences. I am dealing with and y'all know, if those of you all who were here, you know I did a series on procrastination last year. Whenever that one might have been in No Excuse November. Um but I remember talking about procrastination and how hard things can hit. JR, I see you. Shots fired. I appreciate your presence. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these Chapman, sir. I wanted to make sure that you know I appreciate you being in the space, sir. But again, this is one of those things where you begin to recognize I'm going along the wrong path. Lala, now as many times as I saw you, I don't even know how this happened. Lala, I saw you long time ago, and I thought I spoke to you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. I am not ignoring you. I'm literally looking at you, thinking I already said something to you. I appreciate your presence, and please know I appreciate you being here. But back to what I was saying. I'm in a space in my life where I've had to course correct on something the way I was handling some things. I've had to course correct as it pertains to um um being integral. And when I say being integral, I mean being forthcoming. I ain't talking about lying to folks and all of this and the other, but being forthcoming about some things, and have had to face the consequences of holding that space as it pertains to procrastination causes harm, which is what I said last year. These things cause harm when you don't say what needs to be said, when you don't say it in a timely manner, when you don't say things when time allots itself, when you don't speak up before things happen. Because it doesn't make sense to see someone come in um, with a weapon of mass destruction, and then you wait until everybody gets hit, and then you say, "Oh, I saw them come in with the pew pew." That's not how that works. If you saw it ahead of time, you might want to say, "Hey, Duck, he got something. You know, she got something. It's about to go down. Some ring alarm, pull a fire alarm, something." And sometimes, and it doesn't even have to be everything has to be negative. I know I have a tendency to use the negative connotations, but sometimes it's just about the fact that you don't open up your mouth and you don't say what needs to be said. And there are so many things we miss out on because we won't take courage to say the thing that needs to be said. I hear people say all the time, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Or like they say in the South, closed mouth don't get fed. Only thing about that is this. There is scripture to back that out. You have not because you ask not. Sometimes the biggest thing that we come across in life is the fact that we don't take the courage to speak to our needs, to speak to what we have going on in our lives. Sometimes we don't take the courage to say the thing that may be sensitive in nature. We don't take the time to say the thing. Hey, could somebody deal with that? Cause I know now I know who it is. Could somebody deal with that troll in the chat, please, if you don't mind? Or whoever sees them, because I think there are some mods that are able to see it. I don't know what side that they're on the horizontal or on the vertical. Mm, yeah, whatever. Let me see here. Matter of fact, I can do this. Yeah, now I can handle that. Um, Melinda, correct. Wow, I don't know how to pronounce your name. It just dawned on me that I don't know how to pronounce your name. Karis Royale, I see you. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate you coming. Well, greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. I'm about to wrap up and I'm on my way out. But I thank you for showing up anyway. Thank you. Melinda, hey, what up, boo? I see you. Appreciate you showing up and hanging out with me tonight. I'm getting on my way out the door. But greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Um, I missed you too, Miss Melinda. Um, Again, I just want to make sure that you all understand this, if nothing else. How do you know what you have if you never speak to where you are? How do you know that you have the strength if you never use the muscle? How do you know that you have the support if you never take a seat or if you never take a stand? How do you know that you have wisdom around you? How do you know that you have people with things, with wherewithal, with resources that can be there for you if you're not willing to take the courage to be vulnerable, to take the courage to be open and say what needs to be said? Andrew said, closed mouths don't get fed, but someone who's always talking, words mean nothing. So I learned to talk less and listen twice as much as I speak. I prayed for wisdom to understand humans more. I get that. You will never know until you apply yourself. Facts. The trolls are coming in, so evidently I must be getting famous. Um, what I could tell you is this, and I'm closing now. Don't sit in silence. Even if that means you got to ask God to show you where to go, who to talk to, who to reach out to. Even if that means you got to speak up for yourself against those who would take advantage of you. You have to speak up about your issues so you're not the catalyst in the process of being taken advantage of. Sometimes it's about taking the courage to be willing to put in the work, put in the work that allows you to see the fruition of something good. Does that mean that you may suffer loss? You may. Does that mean that you may have a season of silence? You may. Does that mean that people will walk away? You may experience those things. But at the end of the day, what I want you to be you all to be encouraged to understand and know is the fact that you don't have to stay the way that you started. We left off 2025 with some things in mind and some places we wanted to go. With that in mind, do the thing that you think is going to destroy everything. Do the thing that you think is going to hurt you. Be willing to do the thing that's going to embarrass you and get what you need. One take, I see you. If you don't mind, be kind to rewind for those who all have come into this chat and are getting the last few seconds of this live, last few minutes of this live. Top 100, appreciate you. Y'all are hilarious in these chats. But I thank all of you all who decided to come out tonight and to listen to these few minutes of me, not necessarily rambling, but I thank you. I'm appreciative of all of you all, including those of you all who decided to stay in the bushes and not make your presence seen or known. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope that you all are encouraged. I hope that you all understand that we got somewhere to go in this year. Hopefully, you all will be able to continue to pour into you. Get better. Take courage so that you are able to experience the freedom of being brave. Thank you all for coming out. And as always, God bless you. Good night.